Alright, guys, I don't even know why I'm doing this video, really, but I've spoken about this so often. Success at any level, macro and micro, breeds trolls and hypocrites, and, you know, people that just hate you because they're jealous, and I don't even use the term hate, I don't even use the term if I don't like somebody, I say I dislike them or intensely dislike them or they're irritating or something. But, two words I never use, hate and death, because, they're two of the most negative words in the English vocabulary. I always like to keep my mind frame very positive, very focused, and using those words it doesn't matter to me. I could use them, but I can't stand a person uh, but I've spoken so often about on all my channels about how, success at any sort of level. Now, when people think success these days, it's like they think social media influencers. That's all people think. Like if you got a bunch of garbage followers on Twitter or YouTube or whatever. I'm not saying followers and in and of themselves are garbage, but a lot of it is all paid stuff and who the system decides to promote. And, there's a lot of variables there you can't control. So, it boils down to how much money you're making. You could have 0 followers. You look at all these Instagram girls that suddenly, they have 4 million followers, they're making bank, then one fine day their Instagram gets banned, and then they're working at coffee shops. That's why I say social media is all fake. It's all gay. You have to look at the person himself or herself. You have to, and it's all coming to an end. If you've been on X and stuff, you've seen how gay, and it's basically 2 categories of people. There's certain very prominent right-wing accounts, which, most of them I agree with. And the rest of them are liberal retards and nobodies that are all coping and sucking each other off, trying to attack the other side. It's just, it's gotten so retarded these days that, I've never been one for being into politics. I didn't even know Trump got elected. And that was when I actually took an interest in Trump and researched him and everything about him, man. It's like I was talking yesterday to a friend of mine, and it was like every time I listen to Trump, it's like an older version of Habib Pornstar speaking. Right down to the body language, mannerisms, all of it. The guy is just so natural and honest. You may not agree with what he says. I do, because, he's very real. But he's just so honest, man. And then brutally honest. Now, I've told you the stories of my brutal honesty, how that was, hypocritically forced upon me at a very young age. And now that I am brutally honest, people hate that too. Can't win for losing, huh? But, it happens at any level. So I'm this niche influencer, and you know me. We've got banned off of Amazon for no valid reason. Shadow banned on YouTube. One of our channels, the fitness channel, got banned on YouTube for sexual content. There was none. Even my most ardent of trolls, a certain fat boy, Ben Bird, because he trolls me so, he's so obsessed with me. He's into certain body parts of mine we won't mention here, but even there was no sexual content, none at all. They just wanted an excuse to ban it, and they weren't even honest about it. Until date, I keep posting on Twitter, but now it's all changing, huh? With President Trump back, all of that is changing. You've seen the recent rule. YouTube had to pay Trump some $23 million or something, Trump was unfairly banned, why did they ban him off of Twitter? That was no reason. He wasn't inciting any violence at the Capitol. All he did was make a speech. Can't the President of the United States make a fucking speech to his supporters? And he's got a lot of them. It's pretty obvious, even to the meanest intelligence, how biased the system is against men. In general, powerful men and men on the right side of, I'm not talking guys like this guy Epstein or, all these guys that were actually, they did some terrible things. And, a certain country in the Middle East, the name starting with I, they now own TikTok, basically, protected them because their religion supports all that and because they want to promote all kinds of garbage like pedophilia and, female rights and also, all to weaken society to the point everybody becomes a slave and, it's very easy to program and the people at the top make all the money. And they have all their slaves. You've already heard Bill Gates come out with comments. Bill Gates, Mr. Bill Gates, cows cause global warming. But he'll never speak about India. It's got the biggest population of cows, man. I mean, Mark Zuckerberg, these people. But he came out with this statement saying, if you don't have a digital ID, you'll be isolated from society. I'm like, people like me, we've been isolated so long, we rather enjoy it. I mean, I'd rather be isolated from society than deal with this hypocrisy, this bullshit, this illogical hypocrisy that's literally being taken to very giddy limits, and it could have gotten even worse if Kamala Harris had become president, I mean, we all knew she wouldn't. Nobody would, I mean, I don't like Obama, but even he was better. Even he was a lot better. I mean, he was a snake oil salesman and all that. And I realized saying this might get me kicked off of the video kicked off, but I don't give a shit. I mean, that's just my opinion. If YouTube is so gay as to fucking, ban it, I don't care. I've never been a social media guy. It was actually Fat Ben, that most ardent troll. He was like, Raul, you have some good stuff. You need to start doing videos again. And I was like, I don't want to do it. It's all gay bullshit. And then I did it, and, and I always knew I was very good at doing anything I put my mind to, the best. And, so I did videos. That's why they hit home so hard. And, at any level, the system is completely biased against men, but we'll talk about two things. Success at any level breeds trolls and idiots that'll come and leech onto you and, say heinous things about you, slander you. Y'all on the list remember Bozo Schofield, right? I mean, he went so apeshit bonkers that he even created because he couldn't stand the fact I was into fitness. White guy again, that same dynamic. Fat white guy, complete loser. And this guy actually had money, huh? He actually had money, and he was very good at getting money. He was a scammer, but he was very good at scamming. Excellent scammer. And, Ben Bird isn't even that. Although, he was an excellent scammer, and I kept calling it out, and he got so pissed off. I mean, first he posted a whole bunch of negative reviews on Amazon. That made me money. Because all this negativity I keep getting and all this, I just take that energy. The laws of the universe, one of them, states the more negativity you get, the more positivity you get in another direction. So I just take it and I use my immense superhuman mental powers to channel it. I mean, I'll give you an example. These people are so stupid, like Fat Ben. He did everything in his power. Now, he's a nobody, right? So he's not even an influencer. So he's a rank nobody. He's just brutally addicted to me, big time. Can't stay away. And he's trolling all my videos looking for, one to report, and maybe it'll get banned, maybe his channel will get taken down. And he went to the extent of posting some gay meme, something from The Simpsons or something, coming out with a toy shotgun, which, Ben, you don't even own a weapon, and if you did, you don't know how to use it, and you're just gay, man. And I was laughing, and I said the next thing that's going to happen is I'm going to get it unbanned, and it got unbanned. And since then, he's been as quiet as a dormouse, little Ben. Of course, I updated my profile picture on X, and the next day he posted some AI generated, pumped up, nasty gay pictures of himself. Just copied me on that. And then, he's trying to say it was a surprise or something, and nobody cares, He's fat, gay, and cocked. Please, nobody has no money. But I spoke about this, guys on the road. Sir, can I bum a cigarette? No, I don't care. I mean, I do some charity sometimes, and I don't talk about it, and I'm not going to talk about it because that would defeat the purpose. But it's always people that deserve it at a certain level. It's always people, everything is transactional, right? I mean, nothing is free in life, not even charity, not even passing, because you get taxed after that too in certain countries. But and I've spoken about this. Like, if you want to get close to a person that you consider to be at a certain status, either financially, physically, any which way, you can't just go up to him and constantly try and leech from him. You have to offer some value first. You give first, then you receive. Way too many people will make this mistake of, being a leech. And then when these sort of people, like Fat Ben, he's the current ongoing biggest example. Although there was another one of his alters that spread heinous fucking accusations, like they did about, guys like Andrew Tate and stuff. Like, apparently, like, Glenn created a pedo page, like, he preys on other people's children. And I've been called all this garbage, A certain ex of mine, she called me a pedophile because I was getting my daughter to do splits. How gay? It's gay. Like, she didn't want her to learn martial arts because the instructor might do something. I mean, it's always men that are at fault when, it's martial arts. That's the number one exercise you learn. But, it's pointless talking to women. So, it's the same old garbage. I was explaining this to a friend the other day. Last night, actually, we were talking, and all the girls and older ladies were listening, and it was funny. They were giving me these strange expressions, and I was explaining to him how women judge each other. Instantly, you notice two women, and they'll start judging each other. And he didn't understand, so I had to explain to him, the indirect communication. They'll instantly start judging each other. Oh, she wore this today, she wore that, and they're not going to say it. With men, we judge each other, but it's far more direct. Ultimately, if you talk too much shit, it's going to get physical. With women, they just, and they don't even say anything most of the time. It's just indirect, indirect cat-like. That's why they're called cats. They act like house cats, And I was explaining all that to him, and the girls, I mean, they weren't saying anything, but they were like, this guy, he's just talking. But they agreed, because, and I publicly said this in a public park it was 9 o'clock at night, so not many people were there, but there were plenty of older couples, elderly couples, plenty of, ask any woman what she thinks of another woman honestly in all regards. And, some case studies, case examples, and you'll get your answer, So it's pointless talking to women, and, So in that case, I didn't even talk. I was like, okay, whatever. Women will call you gay, man, if you don't have sex with them, because they are so frustrated. They need it more than men. Men don't need it. It's simple. Men think they need it, but they don't. And women take advantage of that, Once you remove sexual attraction completely from the equation, I'm going to tell you one thing, no matter what, the most beautiful, sexy woman on the planet has no hold over you, because a woman's only currency is sexual attraction. That's when you look at a woman, what's your first thought? Oh, she's beautiful. Oh, she's ugly. Oh, she's sexy. Oh, that's something physical, right? Even women will tell you this. I mean, so take that component away. For men, it's different. For men, it's, sexual, you gotta be that guy, you gotta be sexy, handsome, you gotta be intelligent, you gotta be charming, you gotta be all that. For a woman, and you gotta have money. For a woman, although money is the last thing, I mean, so many cocks have money, but their wives spend it on me. I have it too, but why do I need to spend my own money when I got girls, But I'm saying, for women, nobody cares how much money they have. Nobody cares how much, It's all about looks. I mean, that's just what it is. It's the brutal reality of it. You know, and so anyway, getting back to this, success at any level, micro, macro, like these days at a micro level, like I'm a niche influencer without trying to be, you get shadow banned. The AI will automatically auto shadow ban. Like I can't get verified on YouTube and stuff or any of these platforms because I just can't. I mean they don't. I mean excepting X, which I had a verified account, but then that got taken down due to some AI garbage again. Uh, I've never heard back, and you know it's growing really fast, and all these things are mentioned in great graphic written detail on the website, both of them. But Amazon, until today, no valid reason or reason at all was given for the bans. So it used to be they waited till you got big. Now and then they banned you, attacked you. Now with social media being so all pervasive, they just do shadow bans. And then they'll ban you, then they'll do all the other things. They'll attack you and all that. But they'll outright permaban you and all that. But at any level, man, it attracts hypocrites. And then, these leeches, when you refuse to help them, they'll do a 180. Like this guy Ben Gay, in his own words, I mean, even, thank you so much. You've done this for me. Nobody ever did this for me, blah, blah, blah. You've got some great stuff. But the minute you call out something he's deeply insecure about, which he refuses to fix, which is his lower belly fat, his triple chin, his man tits, and all that. Dude, all the hiding in the world. I mean, people call you gay without even knowing you. There's a reason. It's not just me. I mean, you've seen it. And there's a reason people do that, because they feel it. And, it's a feeling thing that you look at a guy, yeah, he looks gay. I mean, it's not just your face. That's just ugly. But I'm just saying, it's like Glenn told me, they don't hate you because you're ugly. They hate you because you're dangerous. He was right about the dangerous part. The ugly part, well, like I told my buddy the other day, they can keep trolling, they can keep calling me a misogynist, but I got all the girls. I mean, call me a misogynist, that's fine. But I'll still take the girls. You won't. I mean, what does that show? That girls actually like traditional misogynist, so-called misogynist men. Women like to be protected. They like to serve. Biology built it into them. I mean, it's that simple. Now, yeah, these days you have society psyoping them into thinking, equal rights, equal responsibility and all that. But they know deep down inside there's no equality. I mean, when somebody comes to your house to, rob your house, who's gonna, put their lives on the line? Simple. So there's no equality. I'm not saying women are inferior, but quantitatively speaking, there is nothing a woman can do better than a man quantitatively. I mean, results-wise, then produce, pop out babies, and even for that, they need men. I mean, you look at results in any sphere, and you could argue that, men have been educated better and all this bullshit, but that's garbage. That's utter and absolute garbage, because education in and as of itself leads to slavedom. It doesn't lead to any real money. I mean, that's just what it is. All this garbage education But the other thing I want to talk about is how hopelessly biased, and even today, the system is against men. It's funny, you have people, number one, you have women coming, so a woman sleeps with a guy who was an aspiring boxer at the time. I forget his name, UK guy. What was his name? MMA guy, boxer. I forget his name, but and he's well known, by the way. Running for Prime Minister of Ireland, I believe. Conor McGregor. So he sleeps. What happened, and this was captured on CCTV. After a fight, some woman shows up at his hotel, half drunk, saying she wants to sleep with him, so they sleep together. And apparently she was somebody's girlfriend that he knew or something. Anyway, that was that. Then 10 years later, she comes out with this thing, but I take back my I take back my consent. How the fuck can you do that? You can't take back consent. Either you gave consent or you didn't. Yeah, I mean, you can't just do something. That's like saying, I murdered somebody, but I took back consent. So I didn't murder that person. I mean, it's retarded beyond even discussion. People that, promote this garbage, you can't discuss anything logically with them. Because how can you withdraw consent 10 years later? I mean, let's say Ben Bird, which he actually did, he had this bright idea to do this, his arms and fly like a bird and jump off of a cliff, literally. I'll give you the guy's ID. You could ask him, and he thought he'd land on some sort of fan, and he thought he wouldn't break his legs. He'd just bounce up like a springy little ball. But he broke his legs. It's obvious. Don't be a fucking idiot. I mean, how stupid. And this was, 15 years ago, so you can just, how stupid people are now. So that's like him then turning, going to the doctor and saying, hey man, but I take back my jump off of the cliff. How the fuck can you do that? You did it. I mean, it's the very fact that I have to say these things. Why am I even saying it? Anyway, so you have that garbage, and in all cases, 99.9 cases, it's women that are nobodies attacking men that after years of hard work got to a certain level of power, wealth, and status, but they're all kind of interconnected because, and the system attacks them. Because you automatically assume, you look at a rich man, and what do people think? Oh, he's rich, he has money, I don't. So, human beings, being so negative as they are, they'll attack him. They look at a guy like me, sexiest guy on the planet, handsome, tall, charming, intelligent, 9.2-inch dong. They're too lazy to do this. Fitness, anybody can do. Anybody. But they're too lazy to lose weight. They're too lazy to stop listening to their wives. They're too lazy to, all that. They have no confidence. They don't want to build it up. Nothing at all, So they figure the easiest thing to do is to cope instead of looking in the mirror and actually fix their own problems. Because that would require some serious effort. So they don't do that. And, oh no, he looks like Twiggy. He looks like this. He looks like that. Hey, fat boy, you can't do one pull-up. Look at me. I mean, I could outlift you. I mean, all these big people, these fat laborers with big bellies, they can't, and they're laborers. They do it for a living. They can't lift a fucking sofa off of the ground. They can't squat down to do it. They pull their backs. I mean, a lot of housemaid women can fucking lift better than them. Should be ashamed of themselves. But, I've told you the story. I mean, I squatted down once in front of one of these laborers, and the first thing, he had a hissy fit. Sir, you can't sit like that. And I'm like, okay, I understand I can't sit like that. I'm a high society, I'm a Habib porn star, I'm a superstar, movie star, but I also understand that I gotta lift this motherfucker off of the ground. And the best way to do that is to squat and lift it. Simple. Your legs take the load. And he couldn't do it, so he got really pissed off. And, then he started, he got pissed off. He couldn't say anything, but he got pissed off because he was fat. He's got a big belly. Anyway, system, then you have all the divorce cases, and in countries such as in the subcontinent, you have what they call 498, where a woman can simply walk up into the police station and nothing might have happened. But she can simply say, and these days it's changing again. With Donald Trump back, it's all changing. The Supreme Court of India has issued judgments against that. So it's all changing now. It's all finished. But used to be, she could just go into the police station and allege that somebody from the family, the husband's family, committed some sort of atrocity against her, or not even atrocity, it could be mental torture or some garbage. All she had to do was say it. She didn't have to prove it, It's literally, it used to be guilty until proven innocent. Not guilty. Yeah, guilty until proven innocent. They would arrest the family, they would put them in jail, they'd spend the night behind bars, then they'd go to court, and then it's amazing how society these days, especially when it comes to women, has, it's so lopsided. It's supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. Let's say person X says person Y did something. Well, you gotta prove it. I could say I can fly off of a building like Ben Bird, but doesn't mean I can do it. And I wouldn't ever say anything that stupid. You gotta prove it. And, you call somebody gay, you gotta prove that. You gotta prove it beyond reasonable doubt. Like, just because you don't sleep with a certain person or you reject a girl doesn't mean you're gay. I got so many girls I block all the time. Why do those girls keep coming? I'm not a multimillionaire. I have some money, but I have enough. And, I could actually brag about my money, but I'm not gonna do that because, I will really start bragging about my money the day I buy not just one, but a few bitcoins. That's when I'll really start bragging. Now, my fitness, I'm by far the best. No competition even, so I can brag all I like. I earned it. My girls, I've earned it. I can brag all I like. But money, to me, unless you have Bitcoin, you're poor. You're either rich or you're poor. It's that simple. So I'd rather people call me poor, even though, when I was actually verifiably completely broke, people still called me rich. It's called abundance mentality. But, so that's why I don't brag about the financial aspects too much, because it's all, and plus, money comes. It's easy to attract. If a guy is good with girls, he'll naturally attract money. Girls and money. Napoleon Hill wrote about this in Think and Grow Rich. Courting money is like courting a princess. You gotta flirt with it. You can't just walk up to. I know I say I just walk up to girls and grab them by the upper arm like that, but it's not that simple. There has to be attraction first. You have to feel it. If you just do that to any random girl on the road, she's gonna smack you in the nuts, and she should, because that's not how it works. Some guy actually asked me this. Can I just do this, Raul? All these Indian guys that keep DMing me because they're so frustrated they can't get any. I'm like, dude, you gotta take what I say with a pinch of salt and a modicum of logic, if not a lot more logic. Yeah, if she's touching you, if she likes you, if she keeps moving close to you, then she wants it. Then you fucking go to town. But if not, you can't force somebody. You can mentally influence somebody, but you can't force somebody. You can be Dr. Habib Lecter like me, and so every interaction I have with a woman, she never forgets me. But that doesn't mean I've grabbed every woman or, it doesn't mean that. But again, back to the system. All these cases, let's take Donald Trump. Some porn star came to his bedroom years ago, and then when he becomes president, suddenly that porn star is paid off to, launch some case of harassment against him when there was none. The system is hopelessly biased against success, man. They don't want you to succeed. And it's men that succeed. Women, they succeed at home at being, good caretakers or whatever, which is a very important thing. You have to serve your man. The man protects you, you serve him like a king. It doesn't mean, I say slave all the time, but it doesn't mean that. It just means, a different nurturer, provider. But, all these allegations they have against Trump, again, powerful person, Melania doesn't seem to care. Do you see Melania complaining? No, she doesn't give two shits. She knows it's all garbage, And even if it isn't, she doesn't, she knows that's what powerful men do. That's a trade-off. You accept that. That's what any powerful man at any level, you don't even have to be a millionaire or close to it to do that. It's natural for a guy. If you're a G, naturally, there's nomads in the fucking Arabian desert that are as much of a G as Donald Trump is, except you don't hear about them because they don't give a shit. Their goal is this is what my goal has always been. We were discussing this, my friend and me, and he was like, even though people keep trolling you about, because he knows all this social media ban, all this, and he said it's very funny. What he means is very interesting, and he was like, I don't think you're devoted to money or anything. You enjoy, power, sex, and all that, but the money just comes. And I said, yeah, that's pretty accurate analysis. I've never run after either girls or money, It just comes. They just come. They just manifest. Abundance mentality. But anytime a guy, gets some real money on him, unless he's someone like Hugh Edwards, who's a proven pedophile, grade A child pornography, and the BBC, the supposedly number one news organization in the world, I mean, CNN is so gay, I'm not even going to talk that, but they keep Hugh Edwards and his other cronies on the payroll. They don't even fire him. The courts don't, the courts don't convict him, even though the police found that evidence is there, but they don't do it. Instead, they go after men that promote traditional values, like Donald Trump. And on social media, you have Andrew Tate, everyone knows about, Tate brothers, and, it's hilarious, the case against them. And I don't want to use the term hilarious, because to them, it's a very emotive issue, and rightfully so, because they were banned, and they were blocked, and it should never happened, and, they took their money, they still haven't, I mean, the Romanian police quite literally locked them up for 3 years in their home, with zero evidence. The judge repeatedly threw out all the cases, but they kept, because Eastern European law, Chinese law, Russian law, they have, this thing where, and I'm telling you this from experience, they can reopen, police can reopen, it works differently. Like in America, in Western legal systems, and also countries like India, they can put you in for 24 hours, but then they have to present you in front of a judge. In China, in those countries, they don't. They can put you in for as much as, in China, I believe 1.5 years, before they even prepare the preliminary hearing. I'm sure Romania is similar. And Romanian law is actually, now that I think about it, for 10 years after that preliminary hearing, if no evidence is found, they can still keep you under house arrest. They can still, Now, this doesn't happen to every man, because then the jails would be, where are you going to keep that many people? And plus, there's no point. If you're a nobody, then why would they care? They only do it to get money out of the person. Like in the case of the Tate brothers, they basically took their cars, they took their money, and the British government took some money, some £2 million or something, I don't know, I haven't really, and it was never returned. They just took it. They froze his account. People think it can't be done, but it can be done. It's done all the time on a micro level, and people will attack you like Ben Gay. They'll keep reporting it like child. It's so childish. They'll keep hitting report for no reason, and of course, someone like me, it doesn't work because I refuse to. I am banned most places excepting TikTok, and we'll see how long that lasts. And TikTok is actually growing exponentially, my TikTok. I only started using TikTok like 2 weeks ago or something, and it's already the number of hits and views, because there's no shadow ban there. YouTube, I've been shadow banned for fucking, I don't know, God knows how long. Instagram, they keep removing my content. So now everything's on our side, and success breeds trolls, it breeds haters. But it also, that trolls and haters, people are scared of them. But as I say in my book, Prophet Troll, you can actually laugh at these people because they're so pathetic. They're just jealous, man. They don't have what you got. And you can then manipulate their weak points because they refuse to fix them. Like, I have no weak points. And if I did have a weak point, yeah, I'd be honest about it. So what are they going to attack? But I don't, because I fix everything. But they do, because they're too lazy to fix it. You simply manipulate it. A guy is fat, keep hitting deep down at the core and make comments that, incite him. He may not respond instantly, but he's thinking about it. You can feel it. You have to be at a very advanced mental level to do all these things, which I am. I literally manifest things right down to dates and times. I'm going to tell you something. My bank communications, now I've told you, I have so many bank accounts, different passports, and the guy was asking if it's legal. And I'm like, well, so long as one jurisdiction doesn't know that the other jurisdiction you hold, and, there's no communication between the computers at this stage, then you're fine. And even if you do, what are they going to say? They're just going to revoke one. You just go to the other country. Simple. Simplito. Fuck the digital ID. I don't need it. It only works if you're a citizen of that country. Otherwise, you can have if you're a digital nomad, which I've always been, nomadic lifestyle, which my customers love about me, then all that shit doesn't exist. But you gotta work to build that lifestyle first. But most people won't do that because it's very difficult. Very, very difficult. I was telling that guy the other day, last night, my friend, the digital nomad thing and, nomadic lifestyle, digital, you could be, or you could have a business, you could have a cement factory in fucking, I don't know, Turkestan or Turkmenistan, and you could move all around the world with that money. So that's a nomadic lifestyle. It could be any real estate, whatever the hell it is. Uh, Although real estate, I would suggest putting your money in Bitcoin. But what do I know? But I'm saying, but. And I would suggest keeping it there because don't sell it. A lot of people will look at the highs and the lows and I'll sell it when it's at a high or that just keep it because it's gonna run out. At this point, it's a finite resource and there's only so many that can be mined. And those people that have bought Bitcoin when it first came out, I know a guy. He lives very near me. He still has them. At that time, it was worth nothing, but he still has them now. And that was 20 years ago when Bitcoin first came out? Because he bought it right, and he still has them, and he has a lot of money. He doesn't brag about it, but you can tell, well, you can't really, he doesn't have that much, but yeah, he has a fair bit of money. More than me, but he doesn't have the girls and he doesn't have, but anyway, but he, he's not a cock or, you can tell he's a doer. But the system is so hopelessly biased against men, I've been accused. Let me tell you I'm just a niche influencer. All these trolls and idiots that attack me, complete nobodies. I've been accused of being a rapist. I've been accused of being a pedophile. False evidence, Glenn, planted that. It was called out. It was found out. All of this without me being close, even remotely close at this point to being a millionaire. I'm not even remotely close. Although I have, or maybe I am, but I'm not going to tell you because I'm only going to tell you once I show you my Bitcoin purchase. And then, beyond all doubt, I've earned the right to brag about it. I only brag about things I've earned over many fucking years, and I've gotten to a point, like with my pull-ups, where I'm the best in the world. My girls, nobody can argue with the results there, and then so I brag about it. You should. Why would you not want to? You earned it, you worked for it, but you should be proud of it. You have people bragging about all this bullshit like, I went on this vacation, Nobody cares. What have you accomplished in your life, woman? Nothing, other than get on Instagram. Because a woman can just get on Instagram and post a stupid picture, and she'll have scores of men liking her and sending her money. And what did she do to deserve it? Exactly fuck all. But it's so hopelessly biased against men. Because every rich and powerful man, or every even remotely powerful man, will tell you these stories. Shadow bans. If it's offline things, like somebody like Mike Tyson. Why the fuck? Mike Tyson was sleeping with 10 Japanese girls. At the height of his. Why the hell would he need? Black men, most of all, don't like black women, and why would he need to rape somebody? He doesn't even have the time, but he got put in jail for that. I still don't believe that case was true, but then you have Conor McGregor, you have, social media, you have Tate, then you have, of course, Donald Trump. He's the one I talk about the most, because that resonates the most with me. What did Trump ever do? He did nothing. All he did was promote traditional masculine values, and the system attacks him because they don't like his brutal honesty. It's funny, Raul, it's not a foregone conclusion. I asked my buddy from the Marines, who's more honest, Donald Trump or I? And I was like, maybe Trump would win that one, but he was like, it's by no means a foregone conclusion. Guys, and you have all these anons. This is another thing I want to talk about. These people that attack men that have done anything of note. Somebody like a David Goggins, that's fitness wise, he's probably, I mean, he's a mass influencer. I guess you would agree. I don't know. I mean, although he probably didn't try to become one either. You have idiots, fat fools, attacking him saying, oh, it's too extreme. They find some reason to attack him, even though his results speak for himself. I mean, if they can't attack you that way, they'll try and manipulate the system to attack you, the legal system, the loopholes, because their goal is to weaken and feminize society to the point everybody will just do what they're told. And 90% of men already do. It's the 10%, the rebels and outlaws like I, that refuse to. So they got to control that minority, And which is why they're putting all these digital IDs, which is why they file all these false rape cases. I mean, if a false rape case is filed against a man of any sort of standing, now if you're a nobody like Ben Bird, it doesn't matter because you have nothing to lose, right? You've got nothing to lose. You may get put in jail, but that's about it. You don't. But for people like me, I mean, we get banned off of Amazon. Our income goes. Then all sorts of crap happens, your bank accounts, I had to re-verify all of my gay pal accounts, no reason. I mean, it's weird. They were all working, one fine day suddenly, transfer stopped, and then I was stuck for like weeks. And then finally it all got verified, and why? I still haven't received an answer. I mean, yeah, they said that, the laws have changed and all that, but the timing of all that, there's no such beast as coincidence. It kind of surprised me. Because it was coming hot on the heels of another attack by a troll who claimed I put one of my daughters in chains and I abuse her. Hey, I don't even speak to her. I have no relationship with her. I mean, that doesn't mean I'm not gonna. I mean, I'll be very honest. People talk about this guy. Fat Ben. He's sterile, and he talks about Raul is a terrible, terrible parent. Okay, can you tell me why? Number one, you gotta do the thing first. You're sterile. You're a sterile bastard that can't have kids. And you're talking about parenting? I mean, you're married to I'm not even gonna criticize but let's just say you're married to a female that has a child from another marriage. Do you take care of her? No, you can't because you have no money. She pays the bills. You don't even take care of the kid from the last marriage. And you're talking about my parenting? I mean, I'm pretty honest about it. I got no rights over her, so that's fine. The person that does can take care of her. End of story. And then, that's why you never hear me talking about her. After the relationship, because I don't want to. That's not right. I mean, I could say so many positive things about her, but that's why you never hear me talking about her. That's why you never hear me these days talking about my ex. That's why, because I don't, because those things are finished. They're over. So I don't talk about them. I mean, yeah, if somebody asks, I'll tell them what happened, but that's it. I mean, I don't go on, but these trolls are the ones that keep attacking me for this. They'll keep reporting me for that. They'll keep, and garbage allegations, because everybody is so stupid these days. If you point at a man and say, and especially a guy like me, sexy, handsome, charming, intelligent, and my 9.2-inch dong, and even these guys, these faggots that like my feet and stuff, which I make money off of them, It's funny, I was telling my friend the other day, I'm the most beautiful girl ever, and I am. If I just, I could be, because I have a very strong feminine, lunar aspect to me, and I can channel. I told him, I can look at a gay guy and convince him I'm gay. I could look at a tranny and a transsexual. Please don't shadow ban for this. A man who identifies as a woman or whatever the hell, politically, and I could become that. I could, I just put myself in their mind. It's simple. Mentally, I run a whole business devoted to it, So, I mean, so a guy like me, so let's say, even when I got married, I had that case that I do talk about that because I paid for it. It's still there in the newspapers in India and stuff. And you guys have some of you guys on the list, not on social media, on the list, have asked me about it, and it's still there. And the first thing that comes to mind to people, it was a case. You know what happened? Supposedly, I was kissing my supposedly I was kissing my wife on the road, and people got upset. This was the case. It went to the fucking high court. Such a stupid thing. It got thrown out, yes, but not before I spent a lot of money. Not before 9 months passed. When my family heard about it, the first assumption, oh, Raul must have done something wrong. How can the police put him, but here's the thing. With these powerful men, this is exactly what the media says. How can the police keep making these rape allegations, or the media, or whoever does it, if there's no smoke without fire? But the thing is, it's all lies. It's all garbage. I mean, I've given you so many examples, personal examples of people that have a lot more money than I do, or a lot more social media fame than I do at this stage, on both fronts. The same playbook. In Romania, if you accuse a man of kissing his wife, even the most biased of courts will say, fuck off. But so what they did was human trafficking in Andrew Tate's case. Apparently, he hired a girl to work for him. Remember that video I made about me? I've been talking about it so often. I'm a guy, so I can't hire a housemaid. But if I was a woman, I could hire child labor. I was talking about this to my friend, and all these ladies were in the public park. They were listening, and they were all looking at me in a strange manner. And I said out loud, I don't give two fucking shits. If you want to debate something logically, do it. If you don't want to, then stay the fuck away from me. And they stayed the fuck away. Nobody came up. Their husbands were all getting, red in the face and all that. How dare he say this? Motherfucker, I'll slit your throat. I mean, let's just say I'll slit it verbally. You can't argue with facts. It's happened to me in 2008. It's happened to me all my life. And when I see these cases of guys that have gotten really big, it's the same garbage playbook. He human trafficked woman. He raped a woman. Then if they can't find that, they dig through your contacts like they did with Conor McGregor. Because everything's online these days, right? I mean, you're never really off the grid. Unless you're on the Himalayan mountains on one leg, and even then GPS can track you down there. And they found some girl, and they paid her money. Why? To withdraw consent. Do you guys not see how hopelessly biased the system is against men? It's retarded. I mean, you look at how they stole the election just because of press. I mean, why? Because it was Trump. So they blatantly, Kamala Harris found dead people's IDs, and those dead people somehow arose from the dead to cast votes. And liberals still support her. She shows up drunk at conventions. She shows up drunk at public libraries to promote books. And, I mean, is there no logic left in this world? Like, common sense. Why would you need to show up drunk at a public library? I mean, and it's not even PR stunts and marketing. She really was drunk. You could tell. Because she's not a very good actor. Unlike me, who switches emotions on a second. I mean, but, and then they troll me, oh, you look like a movie. Well, that's not a troll. That's an honest thing. Like, when I used to eat English in China, walking down the road here, all the girls look at you, and you look handsome and dashing like a movie star is what they used to tell. And, comments like any movie director would look at your face and hire you right off of the bat. And But really, the system is hopelessly biased against men. I mean, it's changing now over the past few years with Donald Trump back. It's all changing. And this is why I have to support Trump. Not just because I empathize with him, but not just because I relate to a guy, but he's done so much good, man. He can't control Israel and Russia. We all know that. Nobody can control everything. Nobody's God, you know. And yet, all you guys can find to whine about him is that he cheated on his wife. Who cares? Everybody does it if they can, if they have an option. Show me one man with an option that wouldn't. It's just natural. It's biology. And then you have to argue, as a president, are you focused on his personal life or his results? Oh, the government shutdown. It seems it'll actually happen. I don't know if I said yesterday it wouldn't, but I don't know if it's happened. I'll have to get on the internet and see. Because it was half an hour prior, MSNBC and these people were saying in half an hour the U.S. government will shut down, and maybe it has. But it's good. There's too much waste. Kamala Harris put too many bozos into jobs that doesn't deserve to be there. If those bozos get fired, it's good. Because, let's face it, endlessly printing money doesn't solve problems. Because China and Russia are no longer buying those bonds. It's that simple. It used to be with the Bretton Standard and all that you were kind of forced to buy the US dollar, which is still the dominant currency. But, it's by no means guaranteed, which is why Trump is doing all this, because you have to reduce the deficit somehow. There's a lot of other factors, but, all this garbage, healthcare should be... Why the fuck should healthcare be free for everybody? Why? It may work for a country like Sweden, a tiny little, but, with a country overrun with illegal immigrants and, that get put up at five-star hotels while army veterans starve on the roads, people that fought in Iraq and, defended the country, and those guys, and they get no health care, but these idiots get health care. Why? It doesn't make any sense. They're illegally, Kamala brought them in. So to me, if the government shuts down, it's a good goddamn thing. Because, really, what does the government give you? It gives you nothing except a big fat dildo up the ass. And it doesn't matter if Trump is president or Biden is president or whoever is. No government is coming to save you. No government is going to enact policies for you. This is why Trump, again, common man. He's not a politician, but ultimately, even he has to act according to what is good for the, for the, presidents are a figurehead. The businessmen control everything. This is why I call myself a businessman above everything else. Not a movie star, not Habib Lecter, MD. I do call myself that, because businessmen have to be psychos. Because ultimately, even in the movie industry, it's not the movie stars, it's actually the villains that have more power. But let's take that apart. But it's actually the businessmen that pay, that finance it, that control it. What is the underworld? It's an organized business. A lot of people think they're just crazy gangsters killing. No, it's very organized. They don't just randomly kill. It's Jason Bourne, except it's just a different kind of Jason Bourne, and they're just more open about it. That's all. It's just illegal CIA is all it is, And not that the CIA is entirely what it does and is entirely, it's all a gray area. That's life, man. So two key things to take away from this. Number one, the system is hopelessly biased against any man that speaks out against the system, that does something that's considered to be, I broke all social taboos and conventions when I got married, and so I got attacked, simple. Yeah, but in my case, really, the lady lawyer who orchestrated this whole thing, she was pissed I didn't sleep with her because she was flirting with me and I didn't like her, or I would have flirted with her, but I didn't like her. She was fat and ugly. And no wonder, guess no prizes for choosing who chose her, another woman. But she was fat and ugly. I didn't like her, and so she got pissed, and she was like, "Oh, okay, well, he's not sleeping with me, so let's get money out of him this way." And they did actually get some money out of me. Uh, and they would have either taken my passport, which I wouldn't, I was like, money, I'll just give them. But even that they did by putting pressure on me that the girl's family is gonna come to know of this marriage, or I would have never given that money. I would have said, keep me in fucking jail. I don't give a shit, and I don't care. They knew it, so they had to weaken my position with a night. You can call it what you like, but that's what they do, man. I mean, they just find, and that's what they're doing with all these guys like Trump, with social media guy Andrew Tate, these guys. And he's a businessman, by the way, first. What they do is they just scroll through your list online or whatever, or they'll find out in real life. And any girl that you've ever spoken to, like, I can't remember, I've probably spoken to a million girls by now. Quite literally, spoken, not slept with. And if even one of those girls agrees to getting paid, and she'll mount these allegations against you, then it starts. At whatever level. If you're well known, then the media will print your name. If not, then you'll get attacked at a lower level. But it starts. It's just that hopelessly biased, man. I actually got onto the second page of the Times of India, which I guess I'm still there. And it's been 17 years? And funnily enough, it was only my name that was mentioned, huh? There were two defendants in the case, because we were both accused of kissing, but the girl's name was not mentioned. Why? Because they'll never mention the girl's name. It's always the boy's name that gets pulled into the limelight, good or bad. And when it's good, they try and attack it as being bad. You don't believe me? Go look at the High Court of Delhi, research it. I'm not telling you, the facts are right there. But people won't do that. I had a guy by the name of, what was his name? Julian or Roman, it was something with J or R on my list again. And he's saying, if you're getting called a rapist and you were accused of kissing her, and there has to be some reason behind it. Okay, well, I told you the reason. I'm sexy, handsome, charming, intelligent, and I do things that garbage cuck society doesn't approve of. But they're not illegal. They're, in fact, what every man wants to do, so I got attacked. I won, but then I got attacked, and then I won again, and, And his thing was, well, if there's that case, no, he must be mistreating women terribly. He must be this, he must be that. People are so stupid that these days, quite literally, women are innocent until proven guilty, but men are guilty until proven innocent. That's another psyop, man. And the system actively promotes this fucking psyop. This is what, you look at my Twitter comments, you look at my, all this. How can you not see none of, there's cases where guys will invite a girl home for pizza, and she will then turn around and complain to the embassy that she was kidnapped against her will, and CCTV shows nobody was there with her. She was sitting comfortably in a couch eating pizza. Then she got a call from a friend who told her to call the embassy, gave her some money, some guy in the Marines or whatever it was, and the embassy shows up, and they just assume that the Tate brothers, in this case, were guilty. So they show them the CCTV. Nothing found, but they're still guilty. On the other hand, you have people, Philip Schofield, Hugh Edwards, convicted of grade A child pornography. Convicted. Evidence was there on their phones. The BBC not only refuses to fire them, but it pays them their full pension and salary. How the hell can you pay a convicted pedophile their full salary unless their goal is to completely weaken society and promote all these garbage concepts? Don't believe me? Go to the BBC's own website. It says it brazenly. Yes, the pedophilia is there, but we will still pay him. But there's no why. And this is, the state of affairs today. Back to the trolls and copy artists, you'll attract them, man. People are scared of them, but this is why I put profit troll, because people think, there's an infinitely larger proportion of garbage losers in this world than there is winners. A lot of winners think these days with social media and stuff that they have, X number of followers, they're going to promote it and, they're going to spread the lies. What will people think? Like, who cares? Let them think what they think. If they're that stupid to believe them, then they're the same as them. And so people get scared and, especially when something like what Glenn did, create fake Facebook accounts of me being a pedophile. He stole other people's children's photos and he put them on there. Unacceptable. And, there's just such heinous allegations. They're just, this kind of slander. And in a traditional society, they'll say, you're doing something very non-traditional, so that's heinous for that society, like happened to me again. And it's so heinous that you just look at it and you pay more attention to that than the cold, hard facts behind the allegation. And there are none, That's what happens at any level, man. I mean, this happened long before I was a niche influencer. This happened long before I even did videos or had all this stuff on our sites and all that. Long before all that. Anytime you speak your mind as a man, you'll get attacked. Brutally. Your family, your society, everybody will do nothing but attack. Now, people get scared, which is why I'm, that book, Profit Troll, which is why, I'm putting that out. Because, you can actually flip the script and make a lot of money off of these people, And I mean, I do, like guys like, Fat Ben and stuff. And, the way I do it is I could tell you all that, but I'm not going to tell you. You have to buy the book. But the way to do that is simple. Point out facts. And, you have the ring of truth, and the ring of truth cannot be beaten. You can argue about it, but you can't beat it. You can't deny it. I mean, that's why it's the ring of truth. And that's the system is hopelessly biased against man. If, this latest conversation we're having is not enough to convince you, then by all means, get wrecked. Go get wrecked in divorce code. Go get wrecked all over the place. Never fight back. Sit in jail. Simp to women. Do all that. I don't care. I mean, I'll take them. I don't care. I'm a winner. I'm a predator. I mean, But if you actually, and, if you're scared of trolls and copy artists, and because, people will copy everything, anything remotely original, people will try and copy it, but you can't duplicate Mozart. Don't even try, because it's painfully obvious that, you can't. And again, these people come because they're jealous. They're jealous and they're lazy. And it's more that they're lazy. And jealousy is just to cope. Lazy is quantifiable based upon results. Jealousy is an emotion which, they use to cope. Two key takeaways. Society Our legal system or whatever you call it is hopelessly biased against men, man. The next time you hear allegations of, oh, he raped this girl, he's a pedophile, do your research first, and then determine. These guys, tapes, cases are going on for years and years, and people, what the excuse? The law can be bought. Great, the law can be bought, but that doesn't mean the law actually was bought by these guys, their fucking cars were seized, they still weren't returned. Who's buying what? Their money is being brazenly seized by governments all over the world. And you're saying they're buying people off? Who are they buying off? Their money is, governments are taking it. Who are they buying off? They may be paying legal defense a lot of money, but who are they buying off? And especially with the amount of publicity, no judge with a decent, and assured tenured position is going to accept bribes because the risk is just too high. If it's somebody, even in a case like mine, let's go back to 2008. It was all over the fucking papers. You think any judge would risk his career by accepting bribes or whatever? The cops that were guilty could have tried that. We spoke about that at headquarters because I had to go there to sign a bunch of garbage documents. Of course, the girl was never called. She was only called once. I was called like fucking 10 times. It got to the point where one fine day, mom called, where are you headed? Oh, to headquarters. And she was like, oh my God, not again. And, it was a senior officer who was conducting it this time. And he was like, sir, do you mind if we keep calling you in like this? And I'm like, I do mind, but I have no choice. I have to do it, I didn't say that. He was a nice guy. I just said, no, it's okay, But that's what they do, man. That's literally, if social media and videos, and we didn't even have dumb phones back then, it's been going on for very long. This feminist garbage has been going on for very, very long. Ever since World War II, the GEWS, I'll say GEWS, goos. It's because they're like goo, they're fat and gooey. They put this, garbage system in place to ruin society, and it has. Strong men, good times create weak men. So the law can be bought, but you think, the law in multiple jurisdictions, everybody can be bought. You think, here's the most blatant and glaring example. Hugh Edwards and Philip Schofield, they're not powerful people, right? They're just they work for the BBC, but they're not really powerful. Now, they may or may not have money. They may have enough money to buy judges and stuff. But they were convicted. You're sitting there saying that guys like, Trump buy the law and all this. Do you not think that these guys, which child pornography, a far more heinous allegation than supposedly sleeping with an ex-porn star, adult porn star, a porn star, let me just repeat it again. Do you not think that's a more heinous allegation? And so assuming these guys have money, they could have bought, they have nothing to lose. The BBC is paying them regardless. They could simply, since people are saying, the law can be bought, they could simply have paid somebody off. They're convicted, but they're still free. So if they're convicted, why are they not in prison? Regardless of whether they bought the law or didn't. But if they bought the law, then they wouldn't be convicted. Do you see how stupid this is? Do you see how fucking irrational this is? That's basically it for this one. It's going to go on the new channel. Maybe it'll get taken down, but I don't give two shits. I'm going to post it on our site. So key takeaways, guys. Society is the system is hopelessly biased against men. that actually do something and achieve something. Society, culture, legal system. The best thing you can do is simply isolate yourself from society completely as far as possible. Live off of the grid, have a lot of money, be able to move around to different nationalities and jurisdictions. And you know what's funny? This girl May, I've been talking about it for so long about her and the most submissive ever. Yet yesterday, or a couple of days before, she starts attacking me, saying I'm misogynist, I'm this, and but before all of that, and I spoke about that in another video, but before all that, she was very insistent upon me returning to China, and I'm like, why? Oh no, return to China, you can bring your housemaid with you, and blah blah blah, and all this, and I'm like, why? I smelled a rat instantly. Now, even in China, the same thing has happened. I still can't use my WeChat Pay till this day. I don't know why. I've given them my genuine passports, but they don't accept it. I don't know why my phone number, I can't reactivate it. Well, that maybe I do know, I don't know. But the money, they attack your money. My buddy has often told me, 2017, he had some connections with the embassy, and he was like, well, your name is on a list. And at the time, I wasn't even doing videos or fitness or anything, but it was on that list because, of the way I interact with people, because of what I say. I still said these things. People still, I said it on WeChat and stuff. But I didn't say anything against China. I didn't break any laws. I wasn't even into politics. But they put me on a list because misogynist guy, whatever, person of interest. And coincidentally, and there's no such beast as coincidence, our Amazon income started going down and all that started happening, and I never understood why. And yeah, and so she was like, return to China. She keeps, and the Chinese economy is not doing well. But most foreigners have long since left, because there's no point in being there as a foreigner anymore. Unless you want to teach English, which I was, and even that, unless you have 10,000 licenses and all that these days, there's no more hole-in-the-wall shops where you can walk in and just get paid big money just for, in cash under the table, whatever, all that's long gone. And they're right, because, that was harming the economy and all that. Where they really messed up was the Great Yellow Crackdown, though, 2013. Dongguan's economy fell by 30%, man. Literally, you saw on Google Maps all this huge migration. Literally, it got to the point where these girls, they were making more than people like me who were making bank as expats in China, and they weren't even sleeping with that many men. It was like at the time, this is why I keep saying, even the whores I've been with, the 20% of women I've been with that are whores, they weren't really whores in the traditional sense that they were ran through females. No, these were 18 or 19-year-old gorgeous young girls. Maybe they sleep with one guy a month because the supply was just so plentiful. The guys couldn't keep up. It was known as the city of second wives. If a businessman was going to Dongguan, his wife pretty much knew he's got 2 or 3 wives squirreled away in that city in an apartment he's going to. It's common knowledge, So, really, the 500 plus that I've been with, I wouldn't even call them. I've never once been with a whore off of the streets. It's nasty. I've never, not that kind of whore, So these girls, technically the 20% were prostitutes, which is why, Fat Ben keeps whining about he had venereal disease and all that. No, you have the diseases, you have meningitis, you're gay, you have ADHD, you're sterile, and me, Weedy, look at me, my pink lips, my sexy body, think I got any fucking disease? No, I don't, I'm clean as fucking shit. That's a whistle. And I just told you the reason why. Not that I use condoms, but because they're gay. I've had girls try to suck me off with condom. Don't they have flavored condoms? I'm like, what? Fuck that. Taste my cock. That's the flavor you need. Lick my sweaty balls. Suck on my big balls. Is what I tell them. They love it. Anyway, lick my ass. Stuff like that. And if they don't do it, it's a very clear arrangement. Okay, bye-bye, thank you, it's simple. I don't force them. It's their choice, and so it's hopelessly biased against men at every level. And the second takeaway, trolls. Trolls and faggots like Fat Ben. Guys so retarded. I mean, I post this new picture of myself on X, and the next day, oh, my wife took some new pictures of me. And he's like this. Now, he's got a big belly like this, so this is what he's doing. He's pumping his chest up because he's got man tits here. He's looking like this. So you can't really see the saggy chin, and he's trying to cover it up with stubble and stuff. And. Hey man, look, first of all, it's an unnatural pumped up look. Second, you're pulling your stomach in. Third, you have lower ab fat. It's painfully obvious. He pulls his pants up. This is Ben. He's like this. This is what he does. It's so gay, it's so stupid. Everybody can see through it, man. And it's stupid. So you'll attract that sort all the time. You'll attract freebie seekers. You'll attract wankers. It's funny. Yesterday, I had taken a business loan from somebody, and I returned it to him. And you know what we spoke about? And I returned it on time, and he didn't follow up. And you know what he was spoke? He was because we're being attacked as we speak. YouTube and has again shadow banned us, and income's gone. But anyway, his comment. That, man, I am so thankful you got this back to me. And I'm like, why? No, I should be thanking me. You gave me a loan. I took it, and that was the deal. I kept up to my deal, and that was that. And, then I was moving on. He was like, no, people take loans, and people then never return it. And the most annoying part, people, now, let me be honest, people will borrow money. People will do this. That's fine. Money is just energy. It flows. That's fine. I mean, I've given money to people, I just tell people, return when you can. If I give something, it's like they need it, and I only give it if I think they deserve it. It's like, return it when you can. I don't care. I'll give more. But then there's people that'll take advantage of that, and, Bozo Schofield. There's people that'll never buy when you go out. Bozo Schofield, and everybody talks about this. Chuck once told me, with Glenn, anytime you go out, he's never gonna pay. And, so it's gotten, and one of my last jobs, 3 people used to drink, and one guy constantly, it was either me paying or the other guy, and he used to, sometimes pay, but most of the time he wouldn't pay. And, they'll find excuses not to return money and stuff. They'll find excuses. Like for Glenn, suddenly, oh, my WeChat doesn't work. Oh, I gotta go. I forgot my ATM card. And, I'm like, fuck, man. Don't be a faggot. I'll pay for it, And, and that. That I'll pay for that. And, so, yeah, you'll attract a lot of these sorts. Now, they're extracting a lot from you. They're copying you. They're spreading lies about you. Let's go back to the beginning, Ben Gay. Okay? This guy, I spoke about that I did so much for him that he did, nobody ever... I even helped him to the point of putting his pictures up on my website, which I've never done for anybody, to help him sell a grip course. He's so gay at selling, he couldn't even do that. And then, after that one comment I made, customer comment, not mine, I simply repeated it, about him being fat, looking like he needs to fast for a year to lose all that blubber. That's all I said. And he turned on me like a rabid dog. This is why you shouldn't be nice to people, because they'll take advantage of you. Learn from women. They're never nice to anyone. You get taken advantage of. And, for 2 months, I'll just encapsulate it briefly. For 2 months after that, he continued to spread lies about my books. They're trash books, they're this, and he's never read one. He doesn't know anybody that's read one. He's only seen positive reviews, and so he did that, and then I decided enough was enough, and then I attacked him back, and, the whining started after that. He's a misogynist, he's this, he's that, A couple of times, he actually realized he was really going to get hammered, and he came to me off his own accord, And he was like, "Can we stop this?" And I'm like, "Well, dude, you gotta stop first. You can't keep lying like that, because he's so hopelessly addicted that it's fine. He's hopelessly addicted. I'm Habib, porn star, movie star. I'm a guy that he wants to be. I'm like his elder brother almost. I get all that. I got, he said it. He keeps saying it himself. You've got so much potential. This, that, blah, blah. I mean, I don't need you to tell me that, but you know. Uh, And then his altar, had nothing but praise for me. But the minute I called him out for being a cheapskate, he just turned around, and he puts his daughter in chains. What the fuck, man? And he then spread this myth about he lives with his parents. Well, first of all, no, completely separate. And first of all, what's wrong by? I mean, I've lived alone all my life. I mean, and even now, I'm pretty much alone, except with my ex. But I mean, even if you were to live with your parents, that's actually how it should be. Traditional relationship. It's not that in my case, but I mean, in countries like even Europe, Western Europe, like you go to the Netherlands, you go to India, you go, all these places, they build these houses, and the families together. Mom and dad, they stay on one floor, the other guys stay on the other floor. That's just, it's family. It's a family unit. It's that simple. There's nothing shameful about it. I mean, and in traditional family units, it actually works a lot better because you all pitch in. In a house where the family members all hate each other privately, it never works. You could build the best palace in the world, but if the people inside of it all hate each other, it's all going to fall apart. And the evidence, you can go to any house like that and you'll see it. But and there's plenty of houses like that. But if it's an actual traditional family, if it's an actual, then it actually, because you all work towards a common goal while retaining your individual goals. It's that simple. I mean, the lone wolf mentality doesn't really work. You can be a lone wolf, but to really ascend, you gotta work with other people. It's that simple. I mean, this guy Ben is such a faggot, man. I mean, Ben Gay, like he's got a voice like, like kind of like a schoolgirl, even worse than Kamala Harris, and he reads off of a script or something, and once I called him out for that, and after that he's never done it. Maybe he'll do it again. We'll see. I'll have some fun with him, but. Um, um, Yeah, so you'll attract a lot of that loser sort, and yeah, the best thing you can do is to make money off of them. And I realize a lot of you don't understand how to do that. Place a pre-order from my book, Profit Troll, on www.zeroexcuses.fitness.com. And god dog, this has gone on for 1.5 hours. Fuck. Didn't realize I had so much to say, but I did. So we'll see you all later. I hope you got the two main takeaways, and why. If you still haven't gotten it, you never will. So please don't respond to me because you're hopeless. There's no point debating with you because you have no grasp of reality, ground realities, how things work in real life. None of that. So I'll see y'all later. Until next time. Tada. P.S. MD.